My goodness, this shirt looks pretty tonight. Those beautiful letters.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to episode 443 of the Maritime Paintball Podcast. My name is Brad Odell, and with me, as always, is
your delicious king of paintball. And why am I delicious?
No audio. Hold on. There, now we do. Let's try that again. Now we can hear you.
I am your king of paintball. I am here drinking coffee, wearing some beautiful enemies shirts, reminding everybody to come to the D-Day Tipman Challenge, reminding everybody to come to Moncton Paintball, reminding everybody to go to Cat's Customs and buy yourself some beautiful apparel. You should also be checking out Intensity Customs, for they have just the second night. Will be getting his jersey soon too. So there's 2 nights now, and I think I may have found my third. So I am pleased.
Okay.
You've met him. You've met him. He's a nice kid. He's doing Wobbles a solid, and he warmed the cockles of my heart. So
Every time you said that, it sounds dirty. I know it's not, but it sounds dirty.
I know, right? That's why I say it, because I can. Be a mensch, buy some quench.
Yes.
To paintball. Go check out AXP this weekend. There's the Star Wars game. It's going to be rainy as hell, but get out there. If you're an airsofter, Moncton Paintball is going to be doing their A&B is doing their Moncton game on Sunday, rain or shine, and they mean it. They will play up to their ankles in water. Just the lads don't bring out their AEGs. They bring out their other pew-pews.
I don't know what that means.
They use air like we do, or some of them use gas. So no batteries. AEG being that they run like a battery-powered marker.
Gotcha. Cool.
Any of the terrible... Dude, stop saying your content's terrible. It's not. Your content is not terrible, but if you keep telling people your content is terrible, they're going to believe you. It isn't terrible. I giggle my ass off about it. So, believe me, if you see some of the...
my mom's watching on Instagram.
Hi, Mom. If you saw some of the stuff that I've been sending Brad, ideas I've had in the last week, your stuff's not terrible.
No,
I've had Brad read something I've sent him and go, okay, so we can't do this. We can't do this. This will upset people.
If it was a larger community, like if you made that joke about a movie star,
it would have gone over.
It would have been fine. It would have been hilarious, right? Mm-hmm. But yeah. But Dave Pitts is there. Explore Paintball's in there. Mike Nicholas Jr., we see you. What is happening? Brittany is in the chat. She's there mostly to bug us.
Emotional support.
My mom is watching on Instagram, or at least was. I don't know if she's still there or not. Hi, Mom. So one thing you forgot to mention, though, with Quench, make sure you go to quenchhydration.ca or .com. It doesn't matter. We got them both. Use the code Maritime Paintball Podcast, and you save yourself 15%.
That's beautiful. That's saving the tax.
Absolutely.
And in this mad world, we should all be trying to save a little bit. And 15% is a good little...
You should be... No, it's crazy out there, people. You need to save money and stay hydrated.
Exactly. So
what's going on there? That's gonna be a sticker or something. Save money.
Speaking about saving money, tonight's topic is how we did not do that.
Yeah.
I've got one that I'm a little sad to say that I have it, and it's just through ignorance that I haven't gotten to fully experience it. But
so yeah, I'm excited for this one. It kind of popped into my head last minute. Like I was like, oh,
yeah,
this is a great idea. We should run with this. So we always hear about the top 10 paintball markers on the market, the top 5 masks, or, you should go buy this, you should go buy that. But you never hear about, like, what did I buy that you should not? Like, what do I regret spending my money on?
And
we thought that'd be a great topic.
Be a hot mess.
So the lines are open. We're gonna keep the lines open the whole show. 506-453-4979. They are open and they are working.
I feel like we're gonna get some funny answers.
I hope so. I genuinely hope so. Yeah, you've mentioned all the events. Is there anything else that we need to talk about before we get going?
Check out that paintball newsletter. That guy's awesome.
Paintball
I'm really
Dirt.
liking
Look
that.
him up.
Yes,
Paintballdirt.substack.com.
Google Paintball Dirt. I love that it's a dirt sheet. It makes me so happy. It is. It's everything about that is really pleasing me. I'm looking forward to see what else he does with that.
Sean wants to know, how long is this show? An hour, my man. An hour of us rambling into a microphone. Somebody gave me and Tom an hour of airtime on 97.9 FM CHSR.
There it is.
In a radio station. Can you believe it?
In beautiful Fredericton, New Brunswick. I am in my beautiful basement where I can enjoy my coffee and I can smoke.
I'm not allowed to have food or drink in the studio.
Nope.
Because there are multiple signs.
Yeah, there's a big sign, and big signs say no food or drink in that. Absolutely no food or drink in there. And she will come through the wall and just suplex you.
Yeah. Oh, 100%. 100%. So
she's actually like the nicest person in the world. She's so nice.
She's super chill. She's great. Well, without further ado, I think this is the first time we're getting right into the topic.
Wow, it's because this one we're kind of excited about.
Sean says we need more time to go over the regrets.
Oh, regrets? Oh man.
Regrets I have. What is it? Regrets I have.
Oh, look at this. Look at this. Okay, boys. Okay. Hold on here. Oh, hello, somewhat attractive males. I thought that said slightly. Dory, you're even nicer than I thought. Alpha, nice to see you, buddy. How long's the show? We already did over that. The hot topic. I am a hot topic. A warp feed. Christ, every time I think of those things, I giggle.
It's basically somebody was shooting at a speedball tournament and went, you know what? This hopper's in my way. That's basically what it was. This thing's in my way.
Egg loaders?
How do we move this? Did somebody say egg loaders?
Yeah, Dory said he multiple eggy loaders.
Eggies, yep.
Love them, but they broke feedbacks and the lids like they were made.
Yeah,
like they were
so
made
the eggs kind of they sit to the side. They would sit to the side, or they sit like further back, always on an angle. And they could break a feed neck if you like dove and like snapped it clean off. And then the doors. I mean, it was cheap plastic. It was the 90s, man. Everything was cheap. Eggies were just cheap lids.
T15 and everything first strike minus the rounds, which my wallet regrets. Bob Spicer.
Ooh, no, that's fair. T15s are very finicky. So I mean this in the most respectful way. If you are not mechanically inclined or you do not have the patience of a saint, the T15 maybe not be for you.
My
works,
FSC.
it works.
Right now,
it doesn't.
It's my FSC.
The FSC, I think, it needs to be looked at by somebody who knows exactly what those mods are that came in the box.
We'll get it fixed.
Yeah.
But as of right now, it's the only it would be one of them. My Milsigs. Regret the Milsigs.
So I have a theory about MagFed players.
Oh God. Is this how we're going to start our evening?
I've actually experienced this.
Are we? Is this what we're doing tonight? We're just going to start.
No. But MagFed players, like speedballers, they move through gear, right? Paintballers are notoriously bad for, in general, they're bad for buy gear, sell it, buy new gear, sell it, buy new gear, right? Yeah. Just basically turn and churn, right? That's it.
Yeah,
but
that is
MagFed players,
habits,
because they have such limited access to gear, where you don't have a dozen different companies producing speedball gear. You've got 5 companies making MagFed gear. So in the beginning, in Ontario, especially in Ontario, in Maritimes, we never really had a huge MagFed scene, but Ontario had a big one. Back in the day, it was all TGR2s. There was one team that ran nothing but TGR2s, right? So they were made by MaxTac. And then Milsig came out. And Evan Henshaw of Widowmaker Industries and of Patch Panel was very charismatic, and he did a very good job marketing and selling the Milsigs, that everybody suddenly started shooting Milsigs. And then the Milsigs started to kind of show their true colors of like, they're really kind of a not a great marker. And then at the same time, First Strike released the T15, or the Tiberius at the time released the T15, and those started showing up everywhere. And suddenly everybody was shooting Tiberius and everyone was shooting T15s. And then it turned into the EMF, and now everybody's shooting the EMF. And it went from Milsig to 468. Sorry, it became the MCS 468, and then it went from 468 to the T15, and then from the T15 to the EMF 100. But it was always seemed to be whichever company was even remotely involved in the community, that's what everybody bought. It didn't matter if the gun was good or not. You bought the Milsig because Evan made you feel good. That is like, I will take that to my grave. And like the MaxTac stuff was awesome. I loved my TGR2. I still have it.
I like your TGR2. I think that's very cool.
So it was just with MagFed stuff, it really seemed to be less about the functionality of the gear and more about which company is going to make me feel like the most specialist boy. And it was always funny to watch the tides because you could see the tides come in and tides move, right? It was always hilarious. I shot them all, man. I owned actually one of my regrets of buying this is the Takamo A5 MagFed conversion kit.
Oh my God.
The thing was garbage. I pre-ordered it. It was on pre-order for 2 years.
Oh my God.
Came from Rap 4, Real Action Paintball 4,
yeah,
for whatever reason. And when it finally showed up, what it was a clamshell that you basically moved your A5 internals into that used a round collar magazine that was absolute hot garbage. This was kind of the first time this has ever been done. And I bought into it. I used it like twice and was like, wow, MagFed's kind of fun. This marker is absolute garbage. This is long before the hurricane, my friend. Long before the hurricane. This was back before Tittman. But this was not before Tittman did any of this. This was before the hurricane was an established marker. It was just a conversion kit. Like it was just called the A5 Takamo kit. And it was not good.
I've seen a few Takamo kits, and
yeah.
I always think of the ones with the ones that still crack me up are the ones with the beads.
Oh, that's the 468 Helix mags.
Anytime I've seen quite a few of those.
Those are the Helix mags. The reason for those was that the biggest complaint everybody always had was winding the spring took too long, but also that's where things would break because a lot of the companies just used cheap, like almost looked like string from a Lego kit to wind the spring back. It was like a cheap nylon string, right? Brian's got a comment there. He says, I think the influencers played a huge part in what people used as well. Though I watched many people change markers shortly after the YouTubers did. 100%. I 100% believe that because like you had Alabaster Slim shooting Milsig and he was backed by Milsig. Everyone was shooting Milsigs. And then suddenly, very quietly, he just kind of shifted to Tiberius and started shooting the First Strike T15s. And then suddenly everyone else started shooting the T15s. Brian shot the 468 from MCS from Rep 4. A lot of people started picking up the 468.
Obscure kits.
Oh, obscure. So obscure kits, I never owned one. They served zero function. They were all fashion.
They're
like
pretty.
Basically, yeah, they made your gun look kind of pretty. So yeah, one of my biggest regrets was buying the Takamo kit. That was where this whole tangent story was going.
The Takamo kit. That's pretty good. That's pretty good. Yeah.
I have others.
I'm going through my kits there and things I regret buying, but yeah, that not once did I ever regret buying my TMC. I'll have you know, I showed it to Brad the other day, and there's paint on there from Honey Badger.
The TMC, I think, is a perfect example of a company, Tittman, looking at what everyone else in the MagFed world did and went, okay, we could do all of that and make a decent semi-functional marker. Let's be honest, MagFed markers are finicky as all hell. So like none of them are 100% proof, right? None of them are 100%.
Yeah.
But Tim looked at that and went, but if we only did 70%, we could do a really good 70%. Does that make sense? Like,
yes,
not
because
doing the first strike rounds, not
I see no
immediately
problem
doing
with
air
that.
through stock. No, 100%.
That I have a problem. That I kind of think sucks, not having the air through stock. But again, you can get it.
Yeah, but then you're adding an extra 4 inches to the marker, and like there's very few things in this world that I need to add 4 inches to.
Right.
And
why did you have to come at me like that so hard, man? Like, this is supposed to be a friendly show. You're supposed to love me, not just.
Yeah.
Wow, you regret your Tipex, Brian.
Ooh, you know what? I know some people who regret Tipexes. I do. I know some people who regret Tipexes simply for the fact that they get the Tipex because they're thinking, oh, it's a pistol. I'll be super mobile with it. And then they immediately realize that they're not fit enough or skilled enough to run that close to somebody. 2, it's just a really low powered, really inaccurate mag-fed marker, so you're not really going to hit distances unless you start modifying it, and in which case half the time it ends up so big it might as well just be a carbine.
Well, that's what the TCR was,
right? Except they botched that all to hell.
Yes, they did. My TCR was a cursed little thing.
Speaking of which, Turtle's got a TCR. Picked one up.
I'm
willing to bet money it's yours.
Unless it came from the States.
Oh, you sold yours to the States?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, he got his local.
No, I shipped mine to. Last time, if I remember right, it was a security desk somewhere in Boston at some like office building.
Nice.
I'm not even kidding. It was a security office, I think, in Boston or in Philly, and Buddy had me ship the marker to his work. So I can assume that my prints are on something that someone's going to use to defend their place.
All right. Okay.
I'm fine with that.
We got comments coming in from Brian. The Tipex mags were insanely expensive. True. Yeah. Mag pouches were costly. True. It was a disadvantage in most scenarios. Very true. Yeah.
It would look like an AR instead of a pistol, which is the same with any.
You put the extended barrel on it, the air through stock, and then you put the extended mag on it. It's like you should have just got a TMC.
You're going to be running. Oh, by the way, you're going to be running a remote line,
right?
So
now, the guys that did run the Tipexes and ran them well were like the Akimbo Assassins, the Bunker Boys,
Congo, Nico.
Yeah. They're I think they're ex Bunker Boys. There was a team of guys that all ran Tipexes, and they ran.
That's Congo and those lads.
Physically ran.
They did. They were maniacs.
So they got super, super close. They would get within 15 feet, 20 feet of you, or they'd be sliding past your bunker, pop, 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 right? And then you had no choice. You were taken out. So it. That's when the pistol worked really, really well. I've got 2 in my collection. The shot good when you turn them up, but damn that 43. Oh, he's talking about the Kingman. The Kingsman Tracer.
Oh, I was thinking of my PPQ, which was dog shit. My Roscoe, dog shit. The 68 caliber Roscoe, dog shit.
Those weren't Roscoes. Those were
FS. Oh no, those were First Strikes.
Yeah, Roscoe's Roscoe's made by First Strike, and I don't think they ever really went. NFT, former Bunker Boys. Yeah, okay.
Those guys are awesome.
But the Kingsman Tracer was just, oh my god, you had to use their paint. It was not like the range was terrible. They were strictly made for training situations like law enforcement training, where everything is clean and everything is taken care of. And you're only using it for like 5 minutes and then you clean it again. Like, yeah. So, they were not great. Honestly, most of the stuff made by Kingsman is not great. They do good stuff, but not paintball stuff. They do good like air gun stuff, like pellets, that kind of thing.
Oh, that Kingsman.
Yeah. Go to Canadian Tire. You'll see loads of their stuff. Loads of it.
Yes.
So
okay.
I know a guy that regretted buying one. He literally had it brand new in the box, brought it to the field, was super excited to show it off. He put 2 mags through and he walked off the field and he said, "I'm selling this thing." Oh yeah, it was garbage.
Oh, that hurts.
Yeah. The Umarex revolvers aren't bad, as are the T4E autos.
There we go. That's it.
Umarex,
I had an Umarex. I've had a T4E. The shotgun was not great. The break apart shotgun that you had was not great. I'm sorry. I love Kingsman Spider. This is what the Spider Kingsman was an electro marker that I had picked up. I found one of those for like $50.
Yeah, they weren't great, but they
shot for like 3 rounds and it died.
Yeah. So Kingman Eagle Spider. Yeah. So the Spider stuff is fine, but the actual Kingman brand, like you look for that, you find way better stuff. Where are we going with that?
I couldn't tell you.
I don't think I've ever handled anything from Umarex that was like really good. Fun, gimmicky, novelty, yes. If you're really trying to cosplay that cowboy, sure. You know. But yeah, anything from Umarex is kind of meh.
It's not for lack of trying. Like I love that they've got the heart, but it just.
I think they're big in the less than lethal market, right? So they're trying to put something together that the average. How do I put this?
Security guard.
They're making something that is attractive to the person that is looking for a way to feel safe in their home for when that intruder comes in and they think that they're going to handle the situation. When in fact, they're not going to handle it at all.
That's dark.
Well, no, but think about it. A 6-shooter paintball gun. You buy that for home defense. I'm sorry, but somebody kicks in your door. You got 6 shots from something that is probably going to break 4 of the shots in that before it actually does anything.
I mean, pepper ball. You get lucky. Those things are probably a little more robust.
You get lucky, or you pull the trigger, poof, and a puff of pepper ball powder goes back at you.
Your day's already shit anyways at that point.
What I'm saying is Umarex is targeting people who I think they just don't really know.
Most Woods ball gear was not very good. Oh, whoa.
No,
that hurts.
It's true though. It's true. I agree with them. I agree. Most Woods ball gear was made to look better than it functions.
Okay, that's what you mean. Okay.
Like there's a lot of people when you think Woods ball, a lot of people think, oh, the 98 custom. The 98 was a competitive marker. There was a team that used 98s.
Yeah, I know. Tipman Effect.
There was the Tipman Effect, Tipmanators. There was some people using the A5s were using A5s in events, but there's just a lot of stuff made for Woods balls not good.
Fair.
It's just not.
Fair.
You know. Tipman Effect. Whoop. So yeah.
I want one of those 98s so bad. Just to have, because they're so beautiful.
I mean, realistically, they were just a 98 with a better rag slapped on it, and then they had like gold painted silver.
The angled front end there on the foregrip.
Yeah, that's just a rag that pops out the bottom.
I know.
It's go get beautiful. They're cheap. You can get them. You can buy them.
Look cool, but everything they had, they are not efficient and definitely rough on paint. You have described a Tipman, whether it be an Effect, a 98, a TMC, a Tipex, TCR, take your pick. Mm-hmm. But on those sweltering hot days, on those cold days, that paint is coming out of that gun.
Yeah, the Tipman Effect guns were barely Tipman guns. It's true. They had the shell. It's they were basically sleepers. Was this? Just I have to agree. Paintball became fun for me when I left the woods and the blowbacks behind in the 90s. Airball is my love 27 years later. I know people love, like, when they think about woods ball, like, I love woods ball. I love playing in the woods. I like playing in the woods with speedball gear, with like traditional speedball gear. Like, I don't, you know what I mean? I remember playing, like, my first few years of playing paintball, like, heavily. I was into the woods ball, camo, woods ball gear, and just
woods ball gear is so friggin' hot.
Oh my
god. I looked at all those playing airsoft a couple of weeks ago, and they're all in their BDUs and they're all in their sneaky stuff. And there I am in my nice breathing jersey from Intensity, my sweet pants, and my house coat, shuffling around the field like a.
There, right? No, it's
that's for comfort.
Well, I mean, like, I remember when I made the transition over when I finally got a speedball marker, and we played one match. We played a game at Long Reach Paintball. It was fantastic. And there was a group of guys that they were very hardcore woods ball players, right? They've got all the gear running, A5s, X7s, that kind of thing. A lot of traditional woods ball gear.
Not fat, Dory. Thick boys. We are thick. We are not fat, sir. You are not a fat man. You are a thick boy, and that is fine. We agree on the heat thing. Continue.
And then it was good. It was, they were having fun. We were all having fun. There was, like, I don't know, 8 or 9 of them. And then 3 of us just stomped them because we were all running. Like, I was running a Mini, Buddy was running I forget what I know it was Dye. And then another one, a brand that I don't remember. It was called an Alien. I forget what it was called.
But
anyways, the 3 of us kind of cool. Like, we came out of the woods and just sending so much paint because it was uncapped semi. So we were just like, we got right up to the wood line and we could kind of see them shuffling about, and we were like, all right, well, let's go, boys. And we just kind of breached the wood line, just like, and just kept going, like, and we just kept moving forward, just peppering the hell out of everything. And that's when I was like, cool, man, I'm gonna play speedball from now on.
Yeah.
So
time to get out of the woods.
I still like playing in the woods, though. I do enjoy getting into the woods and playing in the woods, but I don't have that desire for playing with a MagFed gear. I don't want to play with anything super.
Right. I want to play. I didn't get to get out this week yet, but I'm looking forward to it soon.
The rain's keeping me away, but
I'm just a bit soft, man. I want to.
It's not that it's soft; it's that I'm
soft.
Return on investment, my time and my money.
You have to drive 2.5 hours. I completely understand.
Yeah, that's it, right?
Like,
my time and my money.
Yeah. Now, where our time and our money is going to be well spent, and all of yours could be well spent too, is at Commando's D-Day Tipman Challenge in Ottawa at the end of May, beginning of June, first weekend. It's going to be amazing. It's going to be a blast. The biggest party of the summer. We're all going to be there. I've heard rumblings from the Maritimes. There's more of them making their way out than I thought. So we should have once again a hearty crew of Maritimers to spread our joy.
Excellent.
That's right.
Love it.
That's joy that we're spreading, kids, not cheeks.
Yeah.
So, what else do you regret buying?
My very first paintball mask. Now it's less of a regret and more of a looking back and going, wow, I didn't know anything. So, my very first time ever playing paintball, I got. Oh yes, you should mention that. If you pre-register before May 2nd, which is in like a week, and you reach out to Intensity Customs, they will get you a free shirt that is only available to those who pre-register to the event.
Oh, those shirts are sexy. The D-Day shirts we got last year were wonderfully nice. Tech tees. So definitely go and sign up early, guys, and guarantee your spot. Guarantee, we guarantee that you're going to have the greatest time in paintball in Canada. You want to go have a party? Not really for kids. Not the evenings. Bring kids in the day. We'll shoot them all day. We'll participate with paintball all day Sunday with them.
They're at an event.
We shoot them.
We shoot them.
We shoot them. I have no problem. I can beat Carl from Die Hard, and I've got no problem with that.
There. Now I'm facing you.
Yeah, that's why I'm looking over here now, right? It kind of works a little bit better. If I look over here at you, it's like I feel like I'm actually having a conversation with you and not the lava lamp.
So the mask I bought. So my very first paintball game that I ever played was a walk-on day. Yeah. And then the end of the day, it was like the last match. Half of the people had gone home. It was a birthday party. Sorry, it wasn't a walk-on. It was a birthday party. So like half the people had gone home, either because they just decided to leave or they didn't like it or whatnot. So a couple of
drop-off time.
Yeah, kind of. Yeah, and then the couple of the local guys were like, "Well, we'll jump in for a couple of matches." Just to fill up the team.
Nice.
This dude ran me down. I was behind a bunker. No idea what I was doing. This guy played for Fredericton Aggression back in the day. I really wish I could remember his name. He came and ran me down. Swear to God, it sounded like a fighter jet. Like he started shooting the ground about 6 feet before he got to my bunker. Right? So all I hear is brrr, and he comes around the corner and he lights me up. Now, not really lit me up, but the thing is, I got hit in the back of the skull and it hurt. I was like, boom, and I was like, okay. So I decided that sucked. So I looked online and I found a paintball mask made by JT. I forget the name. Full Spectrum Profiler, maybe? Full Spectrum. It covers the whole head. It's a helmet.
Oh, I've seen those. That looks like it's very warm.
It's very uncomfortable. Weighs a ton. Does not sit well on the face. So I got that, played like one game with it, and then I took a pair of the Full Flex. And I played one game with it. I was like, wow, this is garbage. Took a pair of snips and started cutting the helmet part off of it. So then it was mangled all to hell. It was even more uncomfortable.
Oh my God. I found it. My first mask.
Oh man.
It's an E-Flex. I loved my Empire E-Flex. And then I went to the EVS because it was an Empire, and I didn't realize it was like shouting into a garbage can.
That is exactly what it's like. It's like you sticking your head in a 55-gallon drum and hoping somebody hears you.
Yeah. The ProFlex was definitely the right evolution in terms of mask for me. But now I've gifted this one to the Prince. That's his mask now. So he uses that for Nerf and beating the hell out of it. But it was the first one I bought. Paid like $50 or $100 for it.
I don't know what I got after. I think I got a V-Force Profiler after that. And then I don't know. I think I had that for a while. And then I bought the Dye i4. And I ran the i4 for almost 10 years.
Oh, yeah, you ran that i4 for when I met you. You were running that.
I
think I've got 3 ProFlexes here now. Yeah. Yeah, I think I've got 3.
Like Bob Spicer, my first mask was the Uvex safety goggles.
You need a mask that's deaf kid certified. That would be the Empire EVS. They won't hear anything if they're wearing it.
Does he mean that he needs it for anyone who's deaf to wear it, or does he mean it because he can't hear anything? Because if you're trying to hear, don't wear it.
And if you give it to a deaf kid, he's not going to hear. So yeah, I think I see the joke he was making. Maybe it's just maybe.
Possibly. It is 9:30 p.m. where I am. 9:36 p.m. actually. So, and I am a father of 2. So 1987
was a good year.
That was there was no paintball masks. It was just keep something from poking your eye out. Teeth be damned.
First mask was an Uvex safety goggles.
Yeah, safety goggles.
That's what's Bob.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, he would.
I'm
Sean
as
and
much
guys.
as I would have loved to been there back in the day. I don't know if I would have gotten into it if I'd had nothing to protect my mouth.
I am constantly giving those airsoft monkeys a headache because I see them wearing safety goggles and that's
Nothing. Yeah, but you also I mean, are they really at risk of losing a tooth if they're not getting into real firefights?
Yes, they are. One dude lost a tooth, got shot in the tooth, and it knocked out one of his eye teeth, like out of his flipping head.
Oh no, I know it can do it, but after playing against them, I'm surprised any of them get close enough to each other to actually hurt each other with.
I will tell you, on Sunday there was a couple of those ones. They're coming out of the woodwork now. They're getting a little shifty, and I also mentioned that little secret field. That's right. We have the King has a secret field. If you want to see it, you got to come to
secret. I don't even know where it is.
Bill's flag swipe in Thamesford with Mike Lucas selling guns out of the Delta 88. Now, if you mean like an Oldsmobile Delta 88, I swear to God, that's Bruce Campbell has come back out of the back of an old.
That is
wow. That's one of my favorite cars. I've always loved the Delta just because of Evil Dead.
I need to find a photo of that. And anytime somebody says, well, it was paintball like when it first started, I want to show them a photo of a dude in safety goggles,
someone photoshopped
tiger stripe, buying a paintball gear out of a Delta 88.
Somebody,
I swear to God, I feel like if I Photoshop it, my computer will just smell like nicotine. Like it'll it's like. Like it, my mind's eye can't picture it without sepia, without like Polaroid sepia.
Tiger stripe pants or shirt?
Both. The tiger stripe was the way to go, man. It was the way to go. And then you got the safety goggles, and then and if not safety goggles, they got to have the the glasses. You know what I mean? Like the 80s, big 80s glasses. Mike Lucas was like an unsanctioned crack dealer. Or can they be sanctioned? It's that's amazing. See, lawlessness. We need to get back to the lawlessness. I want to start buying my paint out of the back of an 88. Delta 88.
I swear I'm going to find... I'm working. Come on, ChatGPT. Come on. I'll send it to you. We'll try to post it later. We'll post it with the notes. I want you to know that I'm working on a picture of a large man dressed in 80s tiger stripe paintball gear with UVEX sunglasses selling paintball gear out of the trunk of a Delta 88.
It's got to have a dart in his mouth. Wasn't allowed on the field, sold them on the side of the road. Oh my God. Okay. Wow. Trying to think if I have any other regrets, anything else I bought that I have regrets. Oh, I have one. No, that's kind of dark. Never mind. I'm not going to go that route.
That bad. I want to hear that one later. Also, not allowed on this.
I was going to say I bought a Tipex, and then that Tipex is no longer in my possession, and I didn't sell it.
Oh.
Same with my pump. I regret buying that.
Oh. Yeah. But at least the pump has gone to a good home.
It did make its way to a good home. It made its way to Rabbit. So
wasn't it Rabbit?
Yeah.
Like Rabbit. So, I hope he comes out to D-Day again. Those guys were a blast.
He's good, man.
I always enjoy those guys. I enjoy Kenny, usually when he's on the other end of my gun. Because usually if you're shooting against him, he's pretty quick for a gangly
he's quick,
running like Corey and Trevor. Yeah, he is.
Yeah, he's quick and he's sneaky. He's it's kind of scary.
He too is not allowed on fields and has to sell things out of the back seat of a car, but on the side of the road.
Terrible. That's how I want all my paintball gear from now on.
We're gonna go find a Delta 88 and make a mobile
if I
paintball.
buy anything, if I
put wobbles in
through, it. Well, I figure if I order anything from Josh, I'm just gonna tell him to meet me, about half a click down the highway from McFarland Road.
We've done that
on the side of the highway.
We've done that. You and I have literally had a transaction off the side of the highway.
Oh yeah,
remember?
That was funny.
Pull over. Do you want me to get out of the car? No, I got this. Are you sure? Yeah, it's fine. Don't worry about it. Jump out of the car, go talk to the guy.
Yeah.
Get back in the car. Brad's like, what the hell? I'm like, don't worry about it. It's fine.
Right? Yeah, don't worry about it. It's fine. And
oh my God.
Good times though. That was funny.
Custom Delta 88 for the retail trailer. We need the back seat of a Delta 88 and trunk somewhere so that a whole new generation of paintball players can be conceived on a field.
You know what? If you type in the word Oldsmobile into Google, the first thing that comes up is Delta 88.
Oh my God. This is.
I found one for sale on eBay.
A Delta 88?
Not the Oldsmobile, the back seat.
Perfect.
Amazing.
Okay.
Amazing. Yes. So, yes, regrets. So many regrets.
Bradley, I want you to share this. I'm sending it to you now. I want you to share this fantastic artwork that I have managed to find. Come on now. I want to send it to you.
Oh God. I'll see what I can do.
This is brilliant. Just throw it in the chat. It's so funny. It's perfect. Oh, I'm so pleased. I'm stupidly pleased with myself. Again, the robot is just taking all of our ideas and they're going to use it against us in the future to like make the perfect. Come on, tell me I didn't nail it. Like, I'm pretty descriptive with my words. I know how to paint a picture verbally. That's one good thing about ChatGPT is I can throw some cool stuff in there. I've killed Bradley. I apologize.
He really has. Look at this thing.
I think I know that guy.
For anybody listening on the radio, or if you're listening to the stream afterwards, go to the Facebook page, Maritime Paintball Podcast.
We're gonna post this on the chat. Yeah, we're gonna post this on the Facebook post. Like, guys, this. I think he needs to have a carton of darts back there, but he's got one hanging out of his mouth.
I can't. I'm too tired for this, man. You can't be hitting me with those kinds of images like this late at night.
Again, have you been reading the stuff I've been sending you?
God, I have been. It's great.
Oh my God. Of course, Cliff knows him.
Cliff knows everyone.
Yeah.
Farva.
Oh yeah, you can't transmit, Sean. You can't transmit smell through. But hold on, for all of you elder millennials and older, I want you to picture this smell. You've gone out, you've gone downtown, you've gone to the arcade. I want you to think of that smell now, not just the smell of the nicotine, but of the ozone of the machines. They have a smell to them.
Yeah, those old CRT monitors.
The arcade smell.
Yeah.
Complete with it had to have nicotine and pop if it was a underage place, or it was nicotine and stale beer, but it always had that smell.
And that musky, like the carpet's kind of been cleaned, but not professionally in 15 years. Right. Yeah.
Yep.
So,
That
what
smell.
What an image.
That's what that picture smells like. Like the trunk of that car and the interior of that picture, that's what it smells like.
Okay.
Again, for those
Ladies and
listening
gentlemen, we
on beautiful,
are professionals, believe it or not.
I am, but of a different type.
Yeah.
The smell of spilled black label. Not in those places. That's not. Wait, where are you? Where's Bob?
Yeah.
I think his black label's different from our black label.
Hard to say. Might be confusing it with blue. Red would be most likely.
If it smelled like like spilled Labatt Blue, yeah, it's the Urban Corral. That's any country bar in our town from the 1980s, man.
Oh man,
I've got friends that were like, anyways. Move that going really long before I get myself in more trouble.
Oh, what's this?
I don't know. I'm just kind of scrolling through here, checking all of her Shelby, Michigan. I'm assuming Cliffy means Shelby Point, Michigan.
Shelby Paintball, never heard of it.
But again, Michigan. I'm assuming it is very similar to Hamilton, parts of Michigan, like Detroit and Hamilton. They both equally suck and are husks of what they were.
Yeah, that's a good way to put it. Lots of empty factories and stuff. Yeah, okay, that's what he's talking about then. Okay, cool. That yeah, made at the Labatt's factory beside Mike's store, Superior Firepower in London. That is wow. That would be that'd be a memory. That'd be a scent.
Arcade 2000 on St. Catherine Street in Montreal. Not because it's on St. Catherine Street. That's not the smell it had. It smelled like a proper arcade. Yes. Blaine. I love it. The man gets it. This man understands my soul.
So we've got about 10 minutes left. I want to pick people's brains because I'm moving forward with this project. Hopefully it doesn't completely blow up my face.
Yeah, that's right.
But we're gonna be I'm getting the posters worked on. We're gonna make it official, Facebook official soon, hopefully. We're running a big game in Moncton at Moncton Paintball. Now here's my idea. I want to pitch this to everybody.
I want you all to point out a big game in Moncton is as many people as we can get out there. We want bodies.
Yeah. Sorry, let me
jam everybody. Yeah, please.
Big game's the wrong word. I think it's want to run an event.
I really think that's the better way to call this.
Yeah, let's call it an event. We're running an event. We're running a special event. Now, all of the paintball games I've gone to, the big games, the scenarios, right? They tend to be very milsim oriented with objectives and NPCs and characters and whatnot, right? And don't get me wrong, it's fine. It's immersive and people really enjoy it. And I'm mostly there just to point me in the direction that I can run and shoot, and I'm golden. Folks like Tom are all about the story. They love the story, which is great. I don't have the attention span for it.
You do not.
Now, I was like, I want to run an event, a special event. And well, Josh in Moncton was like, we should run an event. I was like, yeah, okay, cool. I want to run that event. I want to organize it. I want to come up with it. And I was thinking, like, I don't like events that have too much story. Too much. I'm not saying they're bad. This is what I don't like. It's too much story, too complicated of a prop, or convoluted rules. Okay. If your rules take up 2 pages, there's too many rules. So
rules should take up no more than a paragraph.
Frankly, I think the rules should be wear a mask, shoot 280, and don't be a jerk. Done. But sometimes people need a little bit of that story, a little bit of that scenario, right? So
what's my motivation, Mr. DeMille?
Yeah?
Nothing.
That joke flew over my head.
Cliff got it, and that's all that matters because he's old enough to get the joke.
Excellent. So my idea was, what if the paintball game, what if the scenario, we're going to use the word scenario loosely here, what if the scenario was a paintball game? So what if What if it's, instead of being two warring militias or two armies, it's two paintball teams duking it out. And the objectives are essentially tongue-in-cheek, like paintball stuff. For example, every event's always got to capture the flag kind of thing, right? I'm working on a domination system instead of doing capture the flag, because I find capture the flag a little bit, I think it's fine, but domination is there's more incentive to try and fight back and forth. A good game can have rules, lore, missions, and yet you should still be able to show up and shoot faces without following the lore. That, exactly. So my idea was, it's two rival paintball games going to an event, and the objectives and the games you're going to actually be physically playing are running this kind of funny comedy story idea of two teams messing with each other. So, for example, domination, instead of capturing the army base, capturing the ammo dump, capturing, whatever, it's going to be capture the best place to set your tent up, or capture the place, capture the spot closest to the vendors, or, something like that. And then we're going to have an objective-based game, like objective, where it's going to be like, you gotta get the center objective, and you gotta capture it and take it back to your spot. And you're both going to be duking it out and fighting over the center objective. It's usually like a VIP, like a person of interest. And you got to protect the VIP or president, whatever, right?
Good evening from Monte Casino.
What?
Good evening from TJ, who's hanging out at the Monte Casino event. Oh, man.
Very cool.
If I could get across your border.
Right. So I figured, why not make the big objective that you're fighting over just like a really, what if it's the last case of premium paint that your team wants, and then and then add little other things to it, like, capping the flag is like, getting, the most time at the Instagram wall. Or something, you know what I mean? Something like that, like at the Instagram background, or So I'm still developing it, but the idea is going to be, you're playing paintball, and the idea is that you're not make believing that you're a soldier. You're make believing that you're a paintballer while playing paintball.
Get the best spot, get the best tent. I like it.
Yeah,
that'll be my idea. I think it's a good idea.
I'd like to think so. I really want this. I want this event to be about the paintball, about the game. The objectives are all going to be not the objectives. I don't like using that word. The mini games, the small games. So like cap the flag, domination, TDM, all that stuff. It's going to be simple, easy to understand rules with simple to operate props, if any props. Slapsticks, stupid easy, right? Done. I'm working on a domination timer so that you have to push a button. That's it. You run up and you push a button. Done. That's it. Right? So very simple. There's none of this like bring this thing to that person, collect this stuff into this box, and then bring it over here to get these points, or to open up a message to take to this person, which is fine. If that's what you're after, then do it. Ball of Duty. One of the missions could be to post a clip and get the most likes. See, now we're doing ARG. Now we're taking it off the field. I think that would actually be really funny to do.
Well, that's where I think all the funny stuff happens. I think a lot of the funny stuff, the coolest stuff, happens on the field, but the funniest stuff that happens in the pit, that happens at the campsite. When you're creeping around at night and you're screwing with people, you're stealing their gear, you're slipping paintballs in their shoes in the morning just to screw with them because it's funny.
Absolutely. And what I really like to do too is add an element off the field. So like, how we have MVPs and we have like the little awards for that. But why not award points to whichever team has the best guy or the best player who chirps? You know what I mean? Like, if the refs all come together and be like, bro, that guy just didn't stop. he was calling them out left, right, and center. Like that's awesome. That deserves some extra points.
Yeah. And again, and fun fact, like every event game, it's not going to matter.
No,
it doesn't matter which team wins. It don't matter to the last game, and then it comes down to the last game. We all know that's how it's going to be, and that's how the good Lord intended it to be.
So the reason for I've got like 2.5 minutes. No, I don't know how much time I have. 3. So the idea behind the domination timer is that we can easily track that game. Capture the flag, we can easily track that game. Like the points are going to be a matter of who won that 30-minute match. Did you win? That's a point. Did you lose? You didn't get a point. None of this. You have 1,000 points, 500 points, 200 points, 30 points. No, it's going to be, did you win or did you lose? 1 or 0? Yes or no? Stupid easy. And I think there will be a genuine team that wins. And if one of the teams gets enough points by halfway through the day that they can't lose, well, that just means that they're on a winning streak and they get to screw around if they want. They don't have to play as hard. But there will be a trophy. That trophy will probably be a used hopper that I can find somewhere in a garbage bin that I will spray paint gold. You're welcome. Like it's
a broken pod, a box from the garbage can.
Yeah, like
and a monster can.
I want this. I'm going to take planning this game very seriously because I want it to be a fun event for people to attend. But at no point will this event be taking itself seriously.
It's an event involving us.
Yeah.
The paintball should be paintball, not this taking itself so damn seriously. So yeah, I like it. Yeah,
it's going to be simple. It's a one-day thing. It's going to be fun. I'm excited for it. My prototype, I built a prototype today of the domination timer, and it works. So my next step now is to scale it up, or this is actually something I'd like to know. I put it in the comments.
The next thing to do is to announce the date.
I don't remember the date.
You are a monster.
I think it's September 27th.
Everybody message Moncton Building Paintball, Moncton Paintball. Get them.
Yeah, it's September 27th.
Get them. There we go. See?
I don't even have a name for the event yet. Oh, no, yes, no, sort of. I haven't settled on anything yet. But the idea, like, I'm working on the domination timer because I already have the slapsticks. The slapsticks are going to be the capture the flag. Easy. Right? Like, there's nothing expensive or fancy that I have to, well, the domination timer is kind of fancy.
Can we have a dominatrix sitting with the timer?
I mean, if you're willing to pay her. Canadian Legends. Wait, did Josh pick the same date as Canadian Legends?
Oh,
did
great.
I totally space on that?
Sounds like it.
Possibly. We'll have to find it another time, though, because we're at the end of the show, folks. So on that bombshell, we're out of here. Thanks for hanging out with us. Sean, I'll reach out to you on that one because I want to go to Canadian Legends. So we're gonna figure this out.
And that's the same weekend as OPHB.
Yeah, we'll figure it out. So September 27th in Canadian Legends. That's it, folks. We're out of here. Thanks so much for hanging out with us. And come find us on social media, Maritime Paintball Podcast on all of them. That's it. We're out of here. Cheers.